Teacher Elaine here, coming to you with some new information that I learned. Maybe it's not new, but it's new to me, so I thought I'd share it with you as it might be helpful if you are also a new teacher. So, today I had a class where a student didn't show up. And I'm going to talk about what to do and what are you going to get paid and what to expect when this happens. So, let's get started. So what happens if a student is late or doesn't show up? It depends on how late they are, what kind of not showing up happens. So I'll tell you what happened for me today, and then we'll go into the rules that DaDa has for this. So today I was really excited. I had my first class. It went well. It was a one class, one courseware, which I'll talk about in another video. And then I added a second class for one class, one courseware today, but the student didn't show up. So I was looking inside the classroom setting. There's a little help button at the top right, and in it there was an other options. So I clicked the other problem, and then I clicked that says I selected the no button, and then I clicked the student is late. So for example, you go click help, you click other options, and then you submit it, or then another pop-up will say, oh, did this fix your problem? I said no, and then I chose the student is late section, and then they say that they're notifying the student to come to class. I followed the directions. I refreshed the page a bunch of times, thinking maybe they had a bad connection, so I kept refreshing it for them in case that was the issue. I notified tech that the student was late and didn't show up two or three times. And they said they were notifying the student. And then after like half the class was over, then I started chatting the customer service that's on the main page on the bottom left. Now, I asked because I wasn't sure if I should stay in class the whole time or close the class. I wasn't sure what to do. So you are supposed to stay in class throughout the whole time, even if the student is not there. And there's several reasons for this. Mostly because most of the time the students do show up, they just show up late. But mine didn't show up at all. So you stay in class the whole time. The classroom does notice that the student is not there because at the end, when you do your little assessment, it has an automatic like message for you about, oh, I wish you were here, da da da, that type of thing. And you can just submit that as the homework. So, what to do? So you keep waiting and you stay in class the whole time. That's number one. Now, how much do you get paid when a student doesn't show up? Because it's not your fault, you know? So I was chatting customer service and they sent me a whole list. This must be, I'm not sure if this is from the terms and conditions or what, but I'm just going to read for you what it says because this is word for word exactly what they sent me. It says, according to the new cancellation subsidy rule, your subsidy varies according to the time and the reason for the cancellation or class. So there's different cancellations. So number one, cancellation reason: the student is absent, student's on leave, system problem, technical issue on the student side, or canceled by the teacher. So if it's not the first couple, if it's number two, cancellation time. If a student cancels a class more than 12 hours in advance, there will be no subsidy, so you won't get paid. If a student cancels more than 12 hours in advance, you won't get paid for that class. Usually they'll try to put a different student in the class for you. If a student cancels a class more than 1 hour and less than 12 hours in advance, your subsidy is 30% of your base pay. Now, I did have a student who canceled more than 12 hours for a class because she was like on vacation or a little something, and I did not get paid, and I did not get a new student in that classroom, but just so you know. If a student cancels a class less than 1 hour in advance, your subsidy is 50% of your base pay. So if you're like me today, where the student was scheduled and you thought the student would be there, the student didn't cancel previously, that type of thing, and then you get 50%, which I mean, I'm there, it's still my time. I know I'm not teaching, but I don't quite agree with the fact that I don't get paid if the student just doesn't show up. I feel like, or I should say, I don't get paid the full amount. I get only paid 50%. So I'm not sure if that's quite fair to teachers, but that is the rules, at least currently. At least it's not nothing like the 24-hour or 12 hours in advance thing. Now, it does say here at the last bit, if DaDa arranges another class for you in the same time slot as the canceled class and you finish it, you will receive full pay for the new class. So it seems like you only get paid in full for classes that you actually teach in full. If the student doesn't show up but we're supposed to be there, it's 50%. If the student cancels more than 1 hour in less than 12 hours in advance, it's 30% of your base pay. And if they cancel more than 12 hours in advance and no other classes are scheduled in that time frame, you get paid 0 for that class time. All right, I hope that was helpful for you like it was for me today. Have a great rest of your week. Bye!